Okay guys, so we're doing a Red Barn video today, and this is Dad's microphone. He does not know what I'm doing today. So I asked him to bring the tractor and trailer around so that we could work on a project. And I haven't told him what the project is yet, so this should be a little entertaining because I am absolutely sure he's going to roll his eyes at this, because he rolled his eyes massively when we made the brick press. And we've procrastinated on this project for quite some time. So let's mic him up and tell him what we're doing today. Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
I've got a project for you today.
Yeah. I've heard this story before.
Yep. Okay, guys, I'm going to pause the camera for a minute and get him mic'd up, and then we will tell him what we're doing. Oh yeah, he's ready for his management job today. He's got his stool out.
And I got my coffee. A good supervisor always has a cup of coffee handy.
Okay, so you know how we made the brick press? Let me see where I am here. So we made the brick press, and we talked about making we talked about how it would be really cool for people who are doing this to have like a butcher's rack, like a baker's rack, where you put the shelves in.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, we've got those old dog cage panels.
Yeah.
And we could build our own baker's rack to put them in and dry all the stuff. We've got the old dolly sitting behind you that I pulled from the top of the barn. And we can make a frame that comes up that'll hold the shelving. Just put cleats, simple box frame, plywood top. We got some scrap ply in there, and we can stack all the parts for the press.
You dragged me out here in the cold.
Yeah.
To say that we're going to build something today.
Uh-huh.
And I suppose you're going to say next week's project is to build a mud oven or a pizza oven out here in the yard someplace. Or are we going to get a vending machine where you just push a button and it'll dispense one item at a time, like saw blades, drill bits, gloves, and I suppose I'd have to put money in to get anything.
Well, yeah.
Oh. Huh. Nice guy.
Yeah, I do what I can. So, I mean, yeah, if you want to build a pizza oven, I'm all for it. I don't know where we get the clay from. We're not really in a real clay environment, but we can. I'll put that on the to-do list for you.
Don't bother.
Right next to the rocket stove in the.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so we pulled up the trailer because we love working off the trailer. All right, so here's my plan. I'm going to pause the camera for a minute. Let's get screw guns, drill, impact drivers. I'm going to guess a regular drill with a tip just in case we start splitting wood. I don't think we need much more than 2x, so we may have to rip down some material to make our own material.
On the base, I'd put a 2x4.
Okay.
Just to make it so we have something to screw to.
So guys, if this is one of your first videos with us, when we bought this property, it had over 300 and some trees on it. A couple of the trees near the end we had milled into dimensional lumber, and some of it was just slabbed out. So when we talk about grabbing materials and breaking it down, we have 2x6, 2x10s, 2x planks, huge stuff that we can break down material and kind of do whatever we want with it.
Yep.
And it's a pain in the neck. It took up a lot of space while it dried.
Oh.
But in the world today, I gotta say, Dad, it's been really nice not having to go to the hardware store to buy wood. So if someone has that opportunity to buy a whole bunch of
rough cut lumber.
Yeah. I mean, if you can get 2x dimensional and then rip it down, if you got a simple table saw at your house.
Yep. And if you're good, you can just do it with a regular circle saw with a side guide on it.
Yep. And for those people out there, we are Ryobi people because Ryobi was an inexpensive tool brand to get into.
Yep.
We have a lot of their tools, and they've come a long ways from the original Ryobi tools.
And we even have some of the blue ones, the original stuff.
Yeah, and the nice thing is their batteries, they've made the pledge to keep their batteries universal, and they really have.
Yeah.
So, we also have a Ryobi table saw. It's a direct drive. It is not the best table saw I've ever used, but it is accurate enough to do 99% of our farm steady, home steady little projects that we do around here, and that thing is a workhorse.
Yes, it is.
You can throw anything through that machine, and we have stalled it when stuff pinches, but that's the only time.
Yep.
And so guys, you want a cheap table saw that you could easily do these projects with. The Ryobi table saw is a monster, and it can do a lot of stuff. We've resawed with it. We've done all kinds of stuff with that table saw. So,
and every saw has its restrictions too.
Yeah, and it's for a $200, $150 saw.
Yep.
You can't beat that saw.
Nope.
All right, so guys, we're going to pause the video. We're going to go gather our tools, and we're going to make a little rack for drying our pressed logs. And maybe at the end, or at some point in this video, we may not do it today, I'm going to video us doing some of the logs that we make, a couple of the pressed logs.
Yep.
We didn't video making the press because, quite honestly, the two of us sat and looked at it.
Why don't you walk over and grab it and show them what it is?
Well, because I'm going to get the camera moved and get it set up so the camera can actually see what we're doing.
I was going to walk off camera and just get the press.
Well, they're not going to be able to see much of it.
I know, but how simple it really is.
Well, and the reason we didn't video it was we had zero faith in the original concept of our press. Now, it really isn't anything fancy. And it would make a lot more sense once we set up and show it to you, but it is just literally scrap 2x3s, 3.5, something.
Yeah, something like that.
Some lumber that we found at the top of the barn, and 3.5-inch screws.
Yep.
No, 4s.
That's right. We used 4s on that one. Yep.
But this is just a simple little press. Sits like this. Put the pan here. We use just a scissor jack.
Yeah. Out of a car, the old-fashioned scissor jack.
Now, if you're looking at it going, well, where am I ever going to get a scissor jack? We went to the scrap yard and told them we wanted scissor jacks, and they charged 15 or 20, some
10, 15 bucks a piece for
some
them?
Nominal amount that was well worth us buying. Yeah. And you got a couple of them, so they're different styles that we've got in there. Yep. And guys, that is so easy to use. And if you don't know this, you can put a socket on the end of most.
Yeah,
if they have the hex head on the end, there's a socket that'll fit that. And then you can easily use a socket wrench.
Yep.
Now, we tried using an impact driver, a drill. We didn't try the impact driver. We used drills.
Yeah, it was too fast.
It was just throwing the jack around. It was too much speed.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to, you could use a drill.
Yep. Yep.
But just go really slow, because it really is almost too much for the amount of push that we're putting on it. We're only expanding it maybe 10 revolutions at the most.
Yeah. Yep.
So it really wasn't worth it. But I got to say, guys, we haven't tested out the bricks because our first batch was a couple days ago.
Yeah.
I got another batch started in that kitty litter bucket behind him. And, you know, I wasn't going to talk too much about this project till we test out the bricks, but we want to get enough bricks made that we can actually test out our formula and dry them. Well, I do. He just found out that I wanted to.
Yeah. Why the heck would we burn sawdust and paper?
And cardboard. We threw some cardboard in.
Cardboard. Yeah.
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 We're hugging trees, Dad. I know. I know. You don't believe in hugging the trees, but, you know, just think how much smaller our footprint is. We're reducing our carbon footprint, dude. Let's gather some tools before he hurts me. So, I don't know if you guys noticed in the very end there was a little crackle in my microphone. And that unfortunate little crackle in my microphone was me pulling the plug out of the back of my mic. And all of the audio from here until pretty much the end of this video is covered with high-pitched squealing and cracking from my microphone. So where you guys would normally get to listen to Dad and I banter and joke around, today we're just going to kind of zoom through this. I'm going to throw some relaxing music in here. And there's a couple sections where I do slow down and talk to you guys, and my microphone was working pretty good, but I'm not going to torture you guys with all that stuff. So you'll get to watch us assemble this, and at the very end there is a part from the second day where my microphone was working correctly. So thanks for hanging out. Stay tough there, guys, and kind of hang through this video. I'd really appreciate it. And if you just can't stand the video, just go ahead and mute it. And just let it run to the end because, you know, YouTube likes seeing that you guys hang out with me. All right. Thanks for stopping in, guys. And I will see you guys in the next video. And I'm sorry about the sound on this one, but we did the best we could. All right. Bye. Hey, look at that. We're back from lunch. Yes, we took a lunch break. Are you guys ready? I hope so. Hey, while I'm here, can we talk about that whole subscribe button? It'd be really nice if you'd push on that. And then the little thumbs up button or thumbs down. And feel free to leave comments about how mean we are to each other. We enjoy that part.
We're going to settle for a pencil?
I got a Sharpie.
Oh,
I have two of them. So guys, I don't know if you're aware of this, but Sharpie makes a Pro Sharpie marker that is it's a chisel tip, and it's supposed to show up and work and write on surfaces without being ruined as fast. And I'm really liking it. come on with me for a minute. And let's go talk about what a sticker is. So, if you're not used to lumber, in here are the stickers. So, between each layer is a piece of wood that looks like this, and they're just laying in there, and they're about 1.5 feet, 2 feet apart, depending on how much you're worried about it. Now, you have to put enough in that your boards aren't going to warp, but you don't want so many that you're either wasting your stickers or stopping it from drying really well. So this is a 14-foot long pile of fancy pine, the fake cherry. Larch?
That pile, yes.
Yeah,
Larch.
this is larch.
The other side is pine.
So if you see in the back there, that's the lumber rack we just put in, and that is full of pine and slabs up on top and rounds up on top. So that's where all that stuff that we stacked into there a month ago, we got stickers from that. And there are stickers all over, but we have them in a blue barrel. And we tied up a whole bunch and gave them back to our sawmill guy because he had done such a great job of helping us out and getting us material that we sent him back a bunch of stickers.
We probably had 60 or 70 stickers I gave to him the other day.
He forgets he doesn't have his microphone on. But yeah, you can hear me with us standing here this close. Okay, so I'm trying to keep him off camera for a minute because we both smoke and we just don't want to smoke on camera. So this is where we talk about, we have it stacked outside. Some winters we tarp them, sometimes we don't. This is cherry, so it'll probably get tarped this year. And we always put our lumber on cement slabs. When we bought this property, it already had the cement slabs here, so we just take advantage of those and use them as much as we can. There we go. You can see me again.
Why do you put it on cement pads? Because they're flat and level.
They're flat and level, and it's just easy and convenient and a lot less hassle, and there's less moisture coming up from the ground.
Yes.
All right, guys, so I'm going to take a break, and we're going to get some materials together so that we can work on camera a little bit faster and you don't have to watch us putzing around. See you in a hot minute. Our pieces weren't quite wide enough to hit. And to give you an idea of what it is we're going to be throwing up here, this is nothing fancy for wood, but when we put the shelf in, we can put it in like that, and that cattywampus end just needs to have a screw through it. It'll work. All right, so I know it's just been a hot second for you guys on YouTube, but for the rest of us, it's been a day. And we decided to finish this up off camera just to make life a little bit easier for us. You'll see in the picture up there in the corner, we put a piece of plywood on both sides, just a little strip of scrap. We threw a piece of scrap plywood on top. We ended up loosening up the screws at the bottom and on the back and just slid it over about 3/4 of an inch to an inch. And now all of our racks fit nicely. We even got some of the bricks on our first batch are in here already. We're going to put the driest ones on top, the newest ones on as we work our way down so nothing drips on the other bricks. And we're going to see how it goes. We're going to go make some more bricks today. The first ones turned out pretty well. And I'm going to link the video for the brick making process in the description down below. And you guys can go check it out if you want to. You know, I was kind of thinking about this. And I do a lot of spray painting and spray finishing and stuff for my business. And a rack like this wouldn't be horrible for spray painting, for dipping spoons and setting them out to dry, or bowls, or whatever woodworking stuff you're doing, or crafting stuff. This would even work for dehydrating or drying your herbs and spices, all kinds of stuff. So I know that we're calling this our drying rack for our wood pressed bricks, but there's no reason this drying rack wouldn't work for any number of things. All right, remember, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Leave the old guy some comments, make him feel good about himself today. God, I hope that was recording.